Hey everybody, welcome back to 14 Rings and NFC East podcast. I'm your host Lucas with Maurice and Earl, and we are recording Tuesday night after week 1 of the NFL season. Guys, we got through week 1, and I don't think outside of Micah McFadden, nobody had any major injuries.
Well,
right?
We did.
Oh yeah, Will Shipley. That's right?
No. I'll get into it when we talk about the game.
Okay. That's right. Your fullback too.
Yes.
I forget his name. So, like at the beginning of every year and every season, we did our predictions, and now we're going to review those predictions each week, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, for the Cowboys and Commanders, me and Maurice had the Commanders winning, and Mal and Earl had the Giants winning. And we know that the Commanders won that game, so we got that one. And then Cowboys, we all had them losing. It is what it is. We're going to get into it now, actually. So I'm going to hand it over to Earl and Maurice, and they're going to get into it.
All right, so I'm going to go first. A lot happened in this game. A lot happened before the first actual play of the game.
100%.
Yeah, but first off, the Eagles won 24-20. It was a really good game. Really good game. First of all, I was just happy to see competitive football back. And then in the first quarter, it was really the first half, it was almost like a shootout. Both defenses came out lackluster. Really no stops. I think it was one punt in the first half. It was really entertaining from that aspect. But before we even get to the game, I just have to talk about this. And this happened on the kickoff. And before I even talk about that, I just want to give a shout out and prayers to Ben Van Sumeren, our fullback. Torres Patel attended on the kickoff. On the first play of the game. That sucks, man. He had an injury last season as well. Coming back from an injury, you put all that hard work in the offseason, training camp, and literally the first play, your season is over. It really sucks for him. So prayers to him, speedy recovery. Hopefully he can come back next season and actually contribute. So prayers to him. Now, after that, while Ben Van Sumeren is on the ground and play is stopped, our superstar defensive tackle, Jalen Carter, he walks up to Dak Prescott. He sees that Dak Prescott, well, we've seen it later on the video, but Dak Prescott spits on the ground. He said in the press conference after the game, he does that before the beginning of the game. On his first possession, he spits on the ground. That's like his thing. So he spit on the ground. He looked in the direction of Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter walked up to him and spit on his chest. Now,
so in other words, Jalen Carter pulled a Michael Jordan, said, "I took offense to that."
I guess so.
Took it personally.
Apparently so. And the referee saw it, and they ejected him from the game. Ejected from the game before one defensive snap was taken.
Rightfully so.
What I'm going to say about that was it was idiotic. It was stupid on his part. It was selfish. This is right after the championship banner comes down. The crowd is hype. You're ready for the season. And by all accounts, he pretty much let his team down. He let his fans down. And there's really no excuse for it. And I see Eagles fans online making the excuse that, well, Dak spit first. He's retaliating. So what? You gotta be smarter than that.
Be the bigger man.
Yeah, you gotta be smarter.
They're never gonna catch the person initiating it. They always catch the secondhand person.
Yeah, he got caught red-handed. Not only get caught by the referee, he got caught on camera. The video was right there. The camera.
Shout out to Dak for not trying to fight him afterwards either,
or his offensive line.
I'll also get into that.
Offensive line.
Go ahead, Maurice.
I mean, some players would take offense to that. They'll be ready to squabble up. But in that situation, they won because the Eagles lost their best defensive player before the game started. It was a huge impact on the game. And that could have been the linchpin for the Cowboys, at least their offense, to kind of steamroll the Eagles. And it looked like that for a half. But, Vic Fangio made some adjustments. And there was also a weather delay that kind of put the kind of slowed down both teams' offenses. There was an hour lightning delay, which if you're watching it, It was like, okay, we're going past midnight on this one.
Yes,
I was
we
starting to
did.
doze off. I'm not gonna lie.
Me too, man. Me too.
I hung in there. I was locked in. I was like, when is this delay going to finish?
yeah, man. But to finish up on Jalen Carter, he has to be better. You have to be better than that. And from a result of that, earlier today, he actually wasn't suspended. Many people thought he was going to be suspended. The NFL concluded that pretty much because he didn't play a defensive snap, that was basically the 1-game suspension right there. So he was also fined $57,000. So I
think that's appropriate.
Slap on the wrist.
I thought the fine would have been higher, like $100,000.
Well, the team also agreed not to go after his bonus or his signing bonus or any unguaranteed money too.
Okay.
But so he accepted the fine without suspension without anything, which, yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, Earl, by the way, that was the equivalent to 1 game check because remember, he's still on a rookie salary.
Well, they said it was a 1-week check.
Huh?
It was 1 week.
Yeah.
It means $57,000 in a week. So that was 1 week's check. 1 week's pay. So before I even get to the game, I do want to mention team news because I don't want to forget this. After the game, the next day, the Eagles signed Zadarius Smith, which is, I think, a really good signing.
Yeah, it is.
I like that.
I was surprised
he's
still on the market.
Yeah, he had 9 sacks last season for the Vikings. I really do like
Vikings,
that.
Lions.
Excuse me. The Vikings was the season before. Sorry. I really do like that signing. They gave up a 5th rounder. They gave up a 5th and a 6th for Tank Bigsby.
Oh gosh, why do people keep on trading with your team? He's good. He's better than Will Shipley. He could be starting on a handful of teams right now. Like, seriously.
And they brought him in as a returner.
Why do you guys keep on getting... Oh, that drives me nuts. Earl, I know you're frustrated about it too. It's not just me.
Look, Tank Bigsby could have been a starter for the Cowboys.
Oof.
It didn't get them.
I doubt it.
Oof.
I doubt it with how they rolling. They brought in 2 free agent running backs.
But to be fair, though,
they paid them.
Let's get into the game now.
You pay him, you play him.
Let's get into the game because Javonte Williams did look really good. Now, he didn't rush for a great amount of yards, but scored 2 touchdowns. He was effective. Yeah, he was effective. Now, did they have something to do with not having Jalen Carter? Maybe. But
time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell on that one. But get into the game. Jalen Hurts, 19 for 23, 152 yards. No passing touchdowns. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. 1 sack, QBR, 94. Overall, really good game for Jalen Hurts. Did he light it up in the air? No. But that's Jalen Hurts. We've come to be used to that with Jalen Hurts. By the way, I got to say, it wasn't a great week for passers all around.
No, only 3 guys eclipsed over 300 yards.
Yeah, so...
As long as the passes counted.
Yeah, the passes counted.
One of those games.
One of them games. He did have 1 deep bomb to Jahan Dotson, 51 yards. That was a great throw, great catch. Everything else was underneath. One person who didn't benefit from the pass was A.J. Brown.
I was going to say.
Yeah, he only had 1 catch for 8 yards. But to be fair, A.J. was kind of hobbled coming in with the hamstring injury. So we'll see after a couple weeks. We'll see next week if A.J. is a little bit more 100%, close to 100%.
Yeah, he was on that island.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Saquon really beat the Cowboys defense with his legs. Now, could we equate that to not having Michael Parsons? I think yes and no. I think the pressure of Michael Parsons would have hindered Jalen Hurts from rushing as much as he did because he rushed a lot. He rushed for 14. He had 14 carries.
That's
for
wild.
62 yards.
That's wild.
He averaged 4.4 yards a carry. His long was 15, 2 touchdowns. If Micah's there, I think he doesn't rush for that many because he'll be under duress from the pressure of the edge rusher. But I will shout out Kenny Clark because the combination of Kenny Clark, and I know Earl gets to it, but I wanted to mention it because Saquon couldn't run up the middle. So the combination of Kenny Clark and Nealon, they really did their job in that first game because Saquon could not, the offensive line couldn't even really get a lot of pressure up the middle because those two guys were just clogging it up the middle. So they really did a good job. I'm interested to see how that works going forward. But Saquon had 18 carries for 60 yards. That's a pedestrian game for him.
The Cowboys did a good job of containing him.
He did have a touchdown, but his average was 3.3 yards per carry. Will Shipley did okay. He went out with a rib injury. We'll see how that goes during the week. We'll get some more information on that. Passing, like I said, Dodson had a 51-yarder, 59 yards altogether. Dallas Goedert had 7 catches for 44 yards. He was the focal point early on in the game, and they really wanted to get Goedert going. Besides that, defensive side, I do want to give kudos to one person. I've been a little critical of him over the years, but Jordan Davis actually had a really good game. He really stepped up without Jalen Carter. I really do like what I see from him. This was the second most snaps he's ever played in a game, and he was really effective. So I just wanted to shout out Jordan Davis. Zach Bowen could have saved the game because that Miles Sanders run, if he didn't catch Miles Sanders, he would have scored and they would have not settled for a field goal. Now, no, excuse me, not on that one, not possession on that one, but the possession afterwards. But on this possession, he fumbled actually, which kind of screwed everything up for them. That sucks, but that's what happens when you have a Miles Sanders on your team. Hits the wrong hole and he fumbles a lot. But that's Miles Sanders. I'm used to it.
So who's your player of the game, Maurice?
Am I talking too long? Lucas, why you rushing me? Let me. All right. I'm gonna wrap it up. I do want to mention real quick Adoree Jackson. Not a good game from Adoree Jackson. We're gonna see Vic Fangio's already stated that he's going to be starting at corner this coming week against the Chiefs. We'll see, but I wasn't thrilled. I was never thrilled in Keely Ringo. So we're going to see if Jacorian Bennett can step up and be that CB2 going forward. Besides that, good overall game. What went wrong? Jalen Carter. Don't do that ever again. Be smarter. What went right? Jalen Hurts used his legs to basically win this game. And the player of the game, I'm going to give it to Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis because he really did
Jalen Carter?
Up. No,
Jalen
Hurts.
Okay, I was about to say.
If I did say Jalen Carter, my bad. Jalen Hurts and Jordan Davis.
Okay.
He really stepped up when he needed to, and it's not going to go unnoticed, at least by me. All right, but that's the Eagles side. Earl, take it away.
Yeah, first and foremost, GG's, man.
GG's.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and get through this. Most of y'all have heard everything what Maurice said from the matchup. Eagles won 24-20. One things I could take away from this game is that I had a belief that Dallas could go into Lincoln Financial Field and upset the Eagles, especially after the banner had been raised and everything of their championship. They had an opportunity to, but there was too many missed opportunities in that. That goes into my what's wrong is that what went wrong? We lost the turnover battle and the big play battle. And I'm going to go into details of that, where Miles Sanders, one of the acquisitions that Dallas has had this offseason, had ripped off a good run. I think that was kind of the only turnover in this game, too. Miles Sanders, he rips off a 50-yard run and gets chased down by a linebacker. And one thing I know for there, if any other running back was there, if Blue was there, he would have took it to the house.
Yeah.
Maffa, he probably could have took it to the house if he was healthy. And I wish if they would have brought Deuce back, I think he would have took it to the house. Miles Sanders, you cannot get caught by Zach Bond, who's a linebacker, to chase you down. That was 6, clear as day. And you wanted to show that the Eagles made a mistake. That was your opportunity. Not only that, you fumbled the ball, turned the tide of the momentum. Because I think if they sustained the ball, they would have got some points around there. The game was really close, and Dallas was doing everything in their power that they could do to stay with the Eagles. Regardless if Carter was there or not, they did that. Another thing went wrong was CD's drops. They were key drops into the game where he didn't have a bad game, where he had 7 receptions for 110 yards. He averaged around 15.7 yards after the catch. And that was key. He was a key component. George Pickens had about 3 catches. Let's see. Yeah, he had 3 catches for 30 yards. I think he'll get more wrap up in the next matchup, where I believe that the game plan was getting the ball in your star player's hands. And for CeeDee Lamb, he's definitely one of those guys that can definitely change a game with his ability. But at the same time, when the ball hits you in the hands, you got to catch those. No matter what the situation is, you got the 88 on your chest. If it hits you there, you catch it. But I want to give a shout out to him into the good news for there. But for that, yeah, key 4 drops that really could have turned the tide of the game, where Dak delivered solid passes and he was sharp. He was clean. But at the same time, when you needed to get those catches when they needed it most, he did. But also, I want to give another thing that was wrong. Matt Eberflus, you got to start your boy Maurice and Earl. I've seen Jack Sanborn, and he's a tad bit slower. I think he might be slower than LVE. And that's not his fault. But at the same time, if you know that Jalen Hurts is running, you got to match speed for speed, or at least have a spy. Sanborn is not a spy, especially with how Hurts is mobile. Maurice Leafau, when he stepped in there, the defense changed. I believe he's linebacker 1 for Dallas right now until Demo gets back. I saw that the linebacker room was very shaky in this game. I saw that from sideline to sideline, it was iffy. I saw my boy Kenneth Murray get stiffed on by Saquon. It was just small linebackers. It wasn't physicality there when you needed it most. And that was one thing where I thought at the beginning of the game, I felt this game could have been a blowout, because with how Dallas was playing, and if they would have just shored up things in the linebacker area, I think Jalen Hurts wouldn't have ran as much as he did. I think they would have had it bottled up and sustained. That's just my belief on what I saw going into this game. Dallas wanted it more, but the Eagles found a way to win due to their championship pedigree. I'm going to shift over to what went right. The adjustments after halftime. They played better. There was only a field goal given in the second half. Everything else, they had on a lock. We also had that delay as well, but that also kind of opened up things for the defense, where I think it was Collinworth said that the front 4 of the defensive line was yelling out, "Free them. Let them loose." And for it, they let them loose. And I saw definitely high progression, especially on the defensive line. And in addition to Kenny Clark, I think that's going to make things a lot easier for Dallas, and it's going to open up so much for the linebacker room. That's why I need to see Maurice Leafau out there. I need to see Damone Clark out there. They're younger, they're faster, they have more physicality, they're stronger. You got to get these boys out there. It's key. Another thing that went right, Brandon Aubrey. When you need him to get the points, he got you the points. I also want to give Dak Prescott a shout out. That was probably the cleanest I've seen him. Normally after an injury and during the offseason, he comes back ready to roll. But I think this is the healthiest I've seen him right now. He made a game-saving tackle on Mitchell after the Sanders fumble. Literally just stopped him. He also shook off a sack from Jordan Davis and made a play. I'm seeing a lot more cleanup with Dak Prescott when he's in the pocket, but it also showed that the offensive line stepped up when it needed to. and I'm happy what I saw from the offensive line. I also want to give Javonte Williams praise as well. He didn't have like a monster game, but he had a key game where he got the dirty yards and also sustained 2 touchdowns. That's one thing I need to know. I saw the physicality. I saw him moving people when he needed to. And I'm really thinking that Sanders might not be that guy to pair with Javonte Williams. Jadon Blue is that guy to pair with Javonte Williams. And I saw thunder, but I need to see lightning. And Jadon Blue is lightning. That lightning needs to get on the field at some point, but also know he's ailing an ankle injury. Sanders, he can try to be lightning, but I see him as a mid-thunder to a big thunder with Javonte Williams. I also want to talk about this. This kind of goes into the team news. I don't think we had like too many signings. I think Mozzie might be another healthy scratch going into week 2, but also know that Perion Winfrey got sent to IR. His back is a lot worse than people thought. So I wish him a speedy recovery and hopefully get the chance to see him on the field. I also want to note that CeeDee Lamb, on an off day for the team, he's out there in Frisco working on the jug machines, working on his catching and things. And this is going to be the heavier point that I have there, is that I think some of the players was having morale issues going into this game, especially with the Micah trade. I'm not saying everybody was affected by it, but I know some of the players were affected by it. And CeeDee Lamb, I believe, was one that was affected, because I think Micah was one of his best friends. And with him and his just concentration, making those catches, I think he was thinking too much on Micah, and he just was trying too hard at that moment, where I know that the football players are not robots. They have feelings as well. I wish Dak Prescott talked to the team, because right now he is the commander and general of this team now. He's kind of the oldest right now. He's Unc. I need him to talk to the team that if anybody is affected by the Micah trade, they need to air it out now. Because going into the matchup week 4, I want them to be sound, ready to roll against their best friend on the opposition. I think CeeDee Lamb was dealing with that situation of grieving over Micah Parsons being traded, same as Osa as well. So guys, I hope y'all are able to talk it out and be ready for week 2. We need you at the most. And I'm going to conclude with this. I saw high upside with the team. I saw definitely a difference on how they played, but I also noticed physicality when you needed it most. 2 other players that I think really just did not show it. Jalen Tolbert, he missed a couple of blocks. Key to a receiver is that you can block. I need to see Ryan Flournoy out there. And I also need to see Mozzie as well, because he's a guy going into year 3. This is his best time to show what he can do. But overall, I was happy with what I saw with Dallas, and I believe this team is going to make noise. And I'm just seeing a bunch of sleeping monsters ready to awaken, because they doubt them, and I think they're ready to show out. And I also want to give shout out to Deron Bland and Diggs. They did their thing on Thursday. I digress.
Yeah, just before we move on, I'm just going to say this about the game. With Jalen Carter not being there, it did change the whole tone of the game. There are 2 players that could have been that are / at major faults for this game. Jalen Carter's one. You know, if he would have stayed in the game, who knows how the game would have gone out. Maybe the Cowboys don't get 2 rushing touchdowns. Maybe they do. I don't know.
I think they still do.
We'll never know. But the other person I need to call out for not coming up clutch is CeeDee. There were just a couple catches that if he would have made, because Dak made the right throw, you guys would have been in a position to win.
Well, also, if Miles Sanders would have held on to the ball, we wouldn't have gotten to this
there's that too. There's that too, yeah. But we're talking about clutch time then. So anyway, that being said, Mal, it's time to talk about our matchup. And usually,
hold on, Mal. Yeah. Give me a second. The situation I have with CeeDee Lamb is that every star player has that one game. This is the one game. The man went over 100-some yards with only 7 catches. If he would have connected on those, he would have got probably to 192 or something in there. When a player is going through something, I account for it. CD's not, he doesn't choke under pressure. And from what you're saying, it's like you're saying that he choked under pressure.
I think in this situation, regardless of the emotional portion of it, because we've seen other players come over emotional portions of this, and I'm not saying that he's not allowed to be emotional. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying in this situation, he choked. Whether that's fair or unfair, that's not what I'm saying here. I'm just saying in this situation, he missed catches that he would have normally made, almost caused an interception because of it, one of them.
That honestly was on Tolbert.
Well,
he messed up the route.
My point being here is that he doesn't usually make that mistakes, and hopefully it's that one game, like you said. But in this one, he had a chance to help the Cowboys to win it, and he came up short. Whether if you want to, people call that choking. I don't really care what it's called. I care that he did not deliver in clutch time in this game, because you guys could have won this game. And if you would have won it, then Jalen Carter, because it's the biggest anti-hero, or actually not even a hero, just a villain in Philly versus the anti-hero he currently is. Am I wrong, Maurice?
You're not wrong.
Okay. So you guys had a real chance to capitalize. If you guys would have won this game, people would have smelled blood in the water for the Eagles. It would have put you guys in right where you need to be. And then, of course, then again, it's kind of good that you guys didn't win this game in the sense that if you did, Jerry would have been like, see, I did make the right call for trading Micah. Well, and I don't agree with that.
Well, I could tell you from that, CD owned up to it. He worked on it.
Oh, yeah, he did, and I appreciate that.
He'll be ready for week 2.
Yeah.
But it also showed that with what Dallas did, it also put notice on what the situation with the Eagles. They made key signings, which means they might be bleeding in some places that really need to take care of those.
Well, I don't think they got a single sack against you guys, did they?
They did not. They did not get a sack.
That's why they
signed the
Smith. Yeah, no, your line. Though I do want to point out, one of your linemen, and I forget who it was, but one of them said, "What the 5 fingers say to the face?" He said, "Smack." He basically, I know exactly who I'm talking about.
My lineman or Earl's?
No, Earl's offensive lineman. He sucker punched one of you guys.
He clocked. I think it was Jalix Hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey,
it was crazy.
That's on film. But
yeah, it's on film.
Look,
they didn't call it either.
I'm sorry, Mal. I'm gonna be done.
All good. Lucas is going first anyway.
Well, I was about to say, yeah, ladies usually go first, but winners trump on this podcast. So that being said, Commanders.
Hold on.
Let him finish.
I'm glad you brought up my boy, Tyler Guyton. I'm happy to see you on the field. I thought you was coming back either week 2, week 3. Came back week 1. You look real good out there, man. Hats off to you. Terrence Steele, you look jutted. Terrence Steele, you did your thing. Hats off to you too as well, because Jerry put your name under the bus for no reason. Diggs, hats off to you as well. You showed that you played, balled out, and you had somebody on the island. Held them to pretty much no catch. Bland, 1 catch. Did what you needed to. Hats off to you guys. Go ahead, Lucas.
Oh, are you sure? Are you sure this time? I just want to make sure because like twice in a row now. Okay.
Go ahead, Curly.
Okay. Yes, my hair is very curly. No, I know what you referencing, but that's okay. That's okay. Anyway, so like I said, ladies usually go first. That's gentlemanly, and we are gentlemen here. But we've made the decision, and actually Mal pushed for it. Winners go first, and this week Commanders did win. So we're going to talk about the 21-6 victory for the Commanders over the New York Giants. Let me go with the bad first. The bad here. Mainly 2 players that I got to call out here. And I cannot believe I'm calling out these 2 players. Well, one of them I can believe because he's a rookie. But Jaden Daniels did not have a great game here, guys. He got sacked 3 times for 21 yards. Twice by Brian Burns, and I forget the third who the third one was. But not a great showing for Jaden Daniels. Okay, he won 19 of 30. Pretty efficient. But we left at least 14 points on the field. We did. because Jaden missed some wide open deep balls, and on top of that, his timing was off so many times, and it led to a 3-and-out, or led to fourth down, and we could have had more. We could have had more. Winning by 15 points is not bad. I'm not going to, never look a gift horse in the mouth. But at the same time, this was not Jaden's A game. This was not his best game. Kudos to the, New York Giants defense for, having him off rhythm and all that stuff. And I think part of that was he just didn't get enough, training camp reps, especially in the preseason, especially with his starting, core. So let's just keep that in mind, okay? That being said, there are a lot, and the other player that I need to call out is rookie defense, right tackle Josh Connerly. Got beat twice by Brian Burns. Not saying that it's not expected because he's playing right tackle for the first time. It's a hard matchup. I don't think anybody's going to be mad about that. But at the same time, we can't. We got to do better. I know we got to do better against Micah and the Packers in week 2. Check out my full breakdown of that, by the way, on DC Football 101, associate of 14 Rings and NFC's podcast. We had it on there. But there are plenty of good things to talk about. Our running back room looked fantastic. Rookie 7th round pick, Corey Crosby Merritt, had 81 yards, including a long 42-1 to seal the game here. He also he got one of the 2 rushing touchdowns on the week. Looked fantastic. Had the cutback speed that we've been missing from the running back room for years, probably since Alfred Morris, honestly. Just all around great play from him. The other guys, contributed as well. Austin Eckler had a solid game. Jerry McNichols had a solid game in limited touches. Jaden Daniels running 11 times. I would prefer under 10 times for him personally, but 11 times, 11 carries for 68 yards. The wide receiver room, this partially goes on Jaden, but I mean, besides Debo had a great game. He had a rushing touchdown, 1 carry for 19 yards, rushing touchdown. He also had 7 receptions for 77 yards on 10 targets. Chris Moore and Earl sent me this message before the game, and I saw it a couple days before, but Chris Moore got elevated from the practice squad. I thought Chris Moore was a scrub. Now, he needs to do it again, but so far, I give you kudos, Chris Moore. You look good. You just took the one catch that you needed to do, right? Austin Eckler, always a pass catch threat as a running back. Noah Brown played solid. Terry looked a little rusty, but that's to be expected. Austin Eckler, you drop some stuff that you usually don't drop. It is what it is. No fumbles, but the defense was great. I mean, look, we did exactly what we needed to do. The defensive line dominated the Giants' offensive line, which I'm sure Mal's going to talk about. But defensively, I mean, we barely gave up anything. They had 2 goal line runs. We didn't allow a touchdown. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Bend but not break. And, I mean, player of the game here, I think I'm going to go to JCM, also known as Bill. We're going to give it to Bill. Player of the game. So that being said, that's all I got to say about the game. Mal, what you got?
Is it my turn?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, Lord.
I'm ready.
I don't know what to expect here, guys. She did not tell us that she was doing this. We don't know what's going to happen.
I already had a feeling.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Are we getting I wonder if it's going to be a trash bag. Oh, snap. Okay, let's go.
She's a Giants fan in hiding.
Living as part of Earl's conscience.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Because I think that we've gotten to this point, guys, where... All right. Well, wait. So here's where I'm going to start. I'm not even going to start with the game yet. I'm just going to talk about general elephant in the room things right now. I just want to say, man, I don't know how many years or how many games you can put out a team that inept. That inept. Not even remotely serviceable. Like, it's just like you are not only disrespecting yourselves as an organization, you are just straight up continuing to disrespect this fan base, who not only spends money to go to those games, spends their time, their hard-earned time on their PTO, on all these different things to come see these games, spends their hard-earned money on this merch, and you put out that. There, I don't even think I can name more than 2 people who actually put in an effort in this game on Sunday, guys.
Oof.
And this is week 1. This is literally week 1 where you all offseason said the vibes were different, said that things
I
felt
thought
good,
they were.
said that Russell Wilson's leadership was going to be a difference maker in all of this. Well, let me tell you, Russ looked awful. Russ looked absolutely terrible. And yes, does it have a lot to do with the offensive line? But he's partially responsible for it too. There was not one play on offense that literally got going. Not one. Not a single one, not one got going. I can't even name a highlight for you guys because I don't even remember one at this point, to be honest with you. Then you got Malik Neighbors getting frustrated on the sideline with Brian Dable. And quite honestly, can you blame the guy? Because what are we doing here? What are we doing here? I'll let you go, Lucas. Just let me finish my rant.
Okay, I got you.
I'm losing the whole gist of what's going on here. I'm losing the whole gist of how every single time they come on a press conference, it's, we need to be better. Like, yeah, no bleep word, you need to be better. This has been happening now, game after game after game. These guys do not even look like they want to play football. They literally don't. If you look at that replay of the JCM touchdown, they were jogging. The defensive line was jogging. I'm lost. I'm baffled. Now, the only 2 people in this game who even really cared were Wan'Dale Robinson and Brian Burns. They were the only 2 who wanted to play. Everybody else, I don't even know where everybody was. Everyone was out to lunch on a 7-day vacation, thinking about their yacht, thinking about their kids at home. Whatever the heck they were thinking about was not on that football game at hand because, listen, Dexter Lawrence, I'll give a little bit of grace. He came off from an injury and barely played in the preseason, barely had any time to really practice. So whatever, I'll give it to him a little bit. Malik Neighbors, frustrated. He was open. Receivers were getting open. Russ just could not get him the ball. And listen, in the end, Russ is a different type of quarterback. He needs his time to process. We were not giving him time to process, and he didn't know how to react with that. Offensive line, absolutely horrendous. Absolutely, completely 100,000%, once again, horrendous. No way that after 12 years, this is still an issue, that we still can't even remotely fix it. Granted, every single person on that offensive line probably wouldn't start on 31 of 31 NFL teams, but here we are. Then people want to say, oh, Howie's running circles around us. Why can't we make trades like that for Bigsby? Because we, as a team, can't even field a competent football team without having a 5th and 6th round pick, because those are our starters. Because we don't have quality depth in the beginning at all to field a team that Joe Shane, because he can't build a roster, needs to use those 5th and 6th round picks to have them as starters. Let me know how that at all is sustainable. But in the end, I will say this, I did warn y'all that I had them winning 4 games. Did have them winning this one, so don't know where another win's going to come from at this point, because I don't know, based on that performance, they can't even compete in this UFL or even a high school football game. So in the end, once again, is what it is. Glad I went into this season with no thoughts, just vibes, because I would be a lot more upset with the performance than I was, because I can't say that I didn't expect it. But in the end, don't know what they're going to do. They're going to have to fire Brian Dable, and they're going to have to start from scratch next year. I know that's rough for Jackson Dart. I really do, but this is just not right. This has been happening for too many years now, where you're not even putting a serviceable product on the field. I could understand if I'm at least seeing guys make plays, make efforts, get open, try and block something, because you can't stop a fly. So I mean, I don't know how you can expect fans to still support you. And you're going to, I don't even think John Mara understands that a whole younger generation of fans, he's going to lose. You got people who are Giants fans who have kids who are 6, 7, 8 years old getting into football, wanting to be Eagles, and Chiefs fans, because at least they see winning quality, good football. You can't even make anything good out of this. You can't make anything good out of it. I can't name one good thing that happened that day. Maybe besides Abdul Carter starting to show some signs, but then again, Shane Bowen only had him in 38% of snaps. How is he supposed to be making an impact when he's taking 38% of snaps? Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, Abdul Carter were all on the field together for 12% of the time.
Wow.
12% of the time. 12% of snaps.
That doesn't work.
Incompetence. But you know what? We can't get a better defensive coordinator in here because no defensive coordinator wants to work here with a head coach that the future is uncertain. Yep. So in the end, Dable's got to go. Shane's got to go. We have to restart from the beginning again. At this point, how much worse could it get? How much worse could it get?
So, no. Okay, who wants to go first? Because I'm sure we all have. Earl, go ahead.
Man, my sister got me crying for real. Bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Mal, that might have to be your new look. That bucket hat might have to be the new look.
That I'm glad you embraced it. It's much needed. You feel much better after you do it.
Yeah, you do. See, I feel good. Now I feel good. Now I feel like I can move on.
Yeah. But I also want to say that, and I'll let you guys go. I also want to say that it's a team game, but I also know that when your coaches have been talking, saying that things are going to be different, things are going to be executed differently, it's got to show on the display. My biggest thing is you're telling me one player that doesn't play, Andrew Thomas doesn't play, and your whole line folds?
The whole line.
That's inexcusable.
Yeah.
It's next man up mentality. If there's someone out there that's better than him right now, you get that under display. You get everything organized. You get everything taken care of that. The defensive line, you got by far one of the top-notch defensive lines on paper. But at the same time, you also got to get them accordingly working under the same wavelength. If you do that, that's going to open up so much for the linebacker room to run freely. And then when you know that you have a problem in the secondary condition, you should be able to coach them up to do what they need to do to sustain. You got to utilize their weakness and turn it into a strength. If they don't do that, then you're just not executing the way that you need to. But I'm going to digress with what I'm saying. I'm going to continue to let you cook out. Go ahead.
No, just Maurice, you can go.
Yeah, just to add on to what Mal was saying, Burns had 2 sacks. Thibodeau and Carter had half a sack. They combined for a sack.
Yeah.
That was the one thing I took away from that game. And I understand it's week 1. For them to put as many resources and assets into that defensive line, I would have thought they would have been more disruptive throughout the game.
I think the word that I'm looking for is they should have been more prepared. The team came out looking like they were not prepared to play football on both sides of the ball. The defense was flat. They were slow. The offense had no idea what was going on. Kafka got play calling back, and he's throwing slants on 3rd down. I mean, in the end, we brought Russ here because he's a deep threat and he can throw those deep balls. We can't even give him the time to.
I think
force feeding neighbors isn't helping. It's not helping.
That's the issue you have when you don't have a legitimate receiver too.
So there's a few things that I saw from this game. First off, I did enjoy seeing, like, he ain't even on my team, but when he trucked, I forget who he trucked, but he trucked somebody on a pass. Yeah, Scattaboo. Yeah. That I was like, whew, that's a man right there. That is a big man. But anyway, that being said, you know what? I can't even blame this on Russ because, like you said, he did not get. I don't know what Russ is. I do not know what Russ is because he did not get enough time to actually evaluate the team.
I can tell you this much.
It was like Russ, 2 to 3 seconds, and he's already
Russ is going to have a very hard time this season.
I don't even think he makes it past the Cowboys game. Hot take. I don't think he finishes the Cowboys game.
Yeah, but I'm going to be real with you. I would not put Jackson Dart in at AT&T on Sunday. Don't even bother, especially if Andrew Thomas isn't back. You got to set, because we're just going to ruin another rookie quarterback.
Yeah. You can't do it.
We're just going to ruin another one.
You know what you need when you have a really bad offensive line is a mobile quarterback. That's what you need. That's how you save your season.
I mean,
and I'm not even talking about a guy that runs down the field. I'm talking from east to west coast. If you can have a guy that can extend the play outside of the pocket,
he's
that's
not
how
mobile anymore.
No,
Russ isn't, but But Jackson Dart is.
Dart can, but
Yeah.
he's coming off an injury.
If Jackson Dart starts for the New York Giants before week 16, he's going to fail. I'm just going to be.
I think it's going to happen
fail,
after. I think it's going to happen after the Chiefs game. I think it's going.
So are they going to trade for 3 All-Pro offensive linemen before then?
No, they're just going to no. But Dable's going to feel the pressure of starting him, or else he's going to lose his job. Look, Dable's not going to get past week 6,
and that'll be unfair.
I'm going to call that now. I think Dable's not going to get past week 6. If they keep on playing like this, he's not getting past week 6. Am I wrong, Mal?
Honestly, I would really think, and I know it sounds crazy, if he cannot even remotely, if it looks the same the next 2 weeks against the Cowboys and then the Chiefs on primetime for our home opener, I don't know if we'll see him week 4.
But we knew this, though. We knew this going into the season.
We knew that he was on thin ice. We just didn't think he was going to look this bad.
But we knew Joe Shane was inept as a general manager. We knew Dable was on the hot seat.
I think that in the end, it's just a matter of if John Mara once again will sit and watch how bad this product is and continue to allow it happen. It's either, okay, well, we knew this might happen, so trust the process, but you're not even putting a team out there that can even remotely make your franchise look good. Why would you waste your money and time? At this point, just punt after you go 0-3, truly just punt it because something's not working. Work on developing the rookies, work on developing the line. And then next offseason, whoever new guy comes in to build this roster has to focus on that offensive line. Well, I want no picks besides that offensive line. And then a wide receiver too. That's it.
Let me ask you this. Let's say they're close games week 2 and week 3. Like they're close games, they're competitive. It's just a bad break for you guys. Does he still not make it to week 4?
That's a different story. They're not even showing that they're putting in any effort, Lucas. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So if it continues that week 2 and 3 look the same as this previous week, that's a coaching thing because you know the talent is on the team. You know these guys can play.
On paper should be around like 6 or 7 wins.
Right, but they don't even look like they can win one at this rate.
Well, and here's the other thing that I noticed. You guys have so many pass rushers. You don't have, besides Dexter Lawrence, you don't have any run stoppers.
Right.
Up the middle. That's how we beat you guys. We ran on the edge.
Yeah.
Like, every one of our big runs was on the edge. Ja'Cory, Debo, Jaden. We got to the outside, and we beat you guys on the edges. That was a roster construction failure on your part. But that's...
All I'm saying is, and I'll conclude with this, and I'll let Earl finish... Terrible effort. There's no way it can look worse than that, truly, because even though we didn't, per se, get blown out, it still felt like one because we literally were not even remotely trying.
Well, like I said, we left points
14, which was crazy until like the fourth quarter. So that was wild. Yeah. Like I couldn't believe at one point that we were still had an ability to tie that game up with a 2-point conversion.
You did if your offense could have done something.
Right, and that's
because
insane.
we left points on the table. We left points on the table. We could have scored.
You were playing with your food.
We were.
Shame on you.
Shame on us. Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah.
But also, a side note, Mal, it showed I saw some progression in the team regardless of the outcome. Y'all basically controlled the TOP, time of possession.
You did.
You also won the penalty battle because the Commanders were...
We had a lot.
You get a penalty. You get a penalty. You get a penalty.
Yeah.
12 to be exact. 89 yards. Looking at y'all weren't far off. Y'all had a couple first downs close to what the Commanders had.
Technically, you guys got more sacks than us too.
Yeah, it was just the execution in that, and I think if the line showed up a little bit more, I think you guys would have done a little bit better than you did. But it also showed that the Commanders, when they got a lead, they really didn't take y'all seriously. Yeah, and almost starved from playing. That's
why I said we left points on the board. We didn't finish the job. We should have like based off of how y'all's played, and this is not a shot at you. We should have won we should have had around 30 points.
Yeah, I agree.
We didn't.
Missed opportunities.
Like I said, Jaden's timing was off because he had a few passes that were overthrown or timed like they were in their routes. They had to turn around and catch it from there, and it caused some hands like feet going on.
All I know, Lucas, you better be ready week 2.
Man, we better be ready week 2. That's what I'm saying. So
yeah,
that's
also Micah. I need 2 sacks from you. If you do,
of course
I'm
you
put
do.
the one up to the sky.
Of course. So on that note, let's get to the mailbag, Maurice.
We do not have a mailbag, and listen, everybody out there, the mailbags are back to the division. So going forward, we will have NFC East mailbag. So look out for that on our social medias. Chime in, shoot us a question. We'll answer it on the pod next week. But while we got the opportunity, anybody want to talk about anything around the league real quick?
I think we have to talk about the dimes in the room. I mean, the Jones. Danny Jones.
Danny
Jones.
Danny Pennies.
Listen,
Indiana Jones.
Listen. Let me go first. Happy for the guy. Literally, I'm really glad that he's going over there doing things, but I'm going to say this is not new. Daniel Jones has broken records on the Giants in weird ways, has had these stellar games, and that's what makes Daniel Jones so lovable but hateable. He looks like he could be this elite quarterback, and then he turns to trash. So hopefully he can keep it consistently here in, Indianapolis, but whatever. In the end, he's not on my team anymore.
I think that was more of a product of the Dolphins getting ready to fire their head coach.
The Dolphins are bad.
They look so bad. Like, they don't look like they like their head coach.
You know what game was low-key sort of game of the week, though, that I did not expect? Jets versus Steelers.
Yes! Justin Fields. I told you guys Justin Fields was going to have a good season.
That game kind of cooked. That game kind of ate.
Yeah. Yeah, I was all for it.
Another game that ate that I really enjoyed was that Ravens and Bills game.
Yeah, that game
it was an instant classic, especially the last home opener at the Bills Stadium and stuff. That was definitely something that truly memorable. Yeah. And shout out to Matt Prater as well for the win.
Shout out Josh Allen. Shout out Lamar Jackson. Both of them played incredibly well
as well. Even though the fumble,
and then that Friday night game. Who was that? That Friday night game.
Chargers.
Yeah, that was a good game too.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in our matchup for next week. But the Chiefs are limping. They're limping.
The Chiefs dynasty looks done.
Yeah, it looks like it's coming to a close.
At least this version of it.
Well, if they would have kept a receiver there,
maybe the Dolphins, they might trade for Tyreek Hill. You never know.
Yeah,
I got a couple of
reunion.
Let's see. I got to see where Xavier. What is his name? Worthy is because he's on my fantasy team.
He dislocated his shoulder.
Yeah, he's not going to play next week because the Eagles.
Yeah, I know. I already took him out of my lineup. I just need to know if I need to put him on IR or not.
Well, you keep track of those.
Yeah. Shout out to Earl for winning our Week 1 matchup, by the way, for fantasy football. GG's, Earl.
GG's.
I think I lost to Kyle by like 2 points.
Yeah, it was like point something. Yeah. He was crashing out because you were up by 0.2 and he didn't think DeAndre Swift was going to get another carry. And I'm like, it's the third quarter. All it needs is one carry and not go negative.
He was sweating
out to the Vikings defense.
Yeah,
pulling
sweating it out.
Matchup.
Live watching it. I was like, dude, chill. It's all right.
Yeah. What about you, Mal? Did your team win?
I think Becca beat me, to be quite honest with you.
You're not even mad about it because it's Becca.
Yeah, it's Becca. I don't care.
But in my other league, I got absolutely destroyed by.
I lost by 4.
Mr. Loudtail. He beat the brakes off me.
I lost by 4.
Oh,
50-some points just off of his tear in Buffalo. So.
Gotcha. All right, Earl, it's your time. And I did not. It was too late when I did it, so you don't know who this is either, or at least you're not supposed to. You might know.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's that time. Dear Heavenly Father. It's time for Who's That Football Player? Man, Lucas thought he had me with this one. This player played with the Dallas Cowboys back in the 2003 season. This player had 20 receptions for 195 yards and 1 touchdown. No career awards. Mal, Maurice, as well as myself, who's that football player?
Hey.
You went with no awards?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of... Well, it was... I know who it is.
He doesn't have any awards as a player.
And for just because he didn't.
I think I know who this is too. Go ahead.
Dan Campbell. Nice try, man.
I know who this is.
Yeah. Of all players, you chose him. But Yeah, he's doing his thing in Detroit, really turning the team around. So shout out to Dan Campbell. Nice try, buddy.
Yeah, look,
Nice try, buddy.
I just wanted to do somebody that was a little bit more inconspicuous, and technically he played for the Giants for a handful of years too.
He did.
Yes,
he did.
So.
Dallas
That being said, Mouse, time for the poll questions. And we have 4.
Okay. Yeah, we do. 1,
Whoa.
2, 3. Yep, okay. All right. Okay. Poll question. Will the New York Giants wide receiver Malik Neighbors be wide receiver 1 in the NFC East by the end of the division? Most said no, which as it's given now, because clearly no one can get him the football. Yeah, that's looking like that.
I posted that before the game, to be fair.
No, you did. It's all
you
good.
did them for all of them?
Mm-hmm.
No, the other ones were after the games. Yeah.
Now we'll get into the NFC East question. So, who is the NFC?
Hang on, Mal, before you get started. In the past, we've done like stats and awards, like NFC East Player of the Weeks. We're not doing any weekly stats or anything this year. We decided to put our resources and time elsewhere. That being said, we're still doing poll questions on the NFC East offensive, defensive, and special teams Player of the Week so that you guys can vote, not just our opinions, yours.
Yeah.
Okay, so who is the NFC East offensive player of Week 1? Jalen Hurts, CeeDee Lamb, Malik Neighbors, Jaden Daniels. Most said Jalen Hurts. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Next one. Who is the NFC East defensive player of Week 1? Brian Burns, Daron Payne, Marshawn Nealon, Zach Bond. It was tight between Burns and Payne, but Payne took the cake.
Yes.
Who is the NFC East special teams player of Week 1? Cavante Turpin, Jake Elliott, Graham Gano, or Deebo Samuel, and Jake Elliott took that one.
That was surprising to me. Shout out our punter, man, because he did a great job not kicking the Turpin.
I almost put Mike. I almost put Abdul Carter because he did partially block a punt on us. He did. Yeah, they're using him on special teams. That's honestly probably a really smart idea. If he's not going to only get 31% of the defensive snaps, that's wild that he only got 31%.
They gotta do something about that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Maybe they need to try what Dan Quinn does, which is an elephant scheme type of defensive line.
Clean up those penalties.
All them guys gotta be on the field, man. If they want to make a difference. That's the power of the Giants right there. Their D line, and they just have to make a bigger impact.
Yeah,
for them to even have a chance of winning.
That's true. So now we have NFC East trivia, and it is the Philadelphia Eagles. After the Week 1 victory over the Cowboys, where does Jalen Hurts rank among Eagles quarterbacks in total wins, and how many wins does he have?
And this includes playoffs too?
No, regular season.
Regular season.
Yeah. At least that's what I believe it does. It didn't No, I don't think it has playoffs. Could be wrong. So let's start with the first part. Where does he rank among Eagles quarterbacks in total wins?
Is either 4 or 5.
Choose one.
4.
I'm gonna say 4 too.
It's either 4 or 5. I'm not sure.
I'd be surprised if he's 3, but
no, he's not 3. He's not 3. Because there's like
4.
It's like 3 franchise Hall of Fame type players, quarterback.
Who do you think
is definitely one.
Okay. Who else is above him?
No. He don't have that many wins. No.
Jaworski?
It's McNabb, Jaworski.
So he might. If it's not Foles, then
is it Detmer?
I'm not going to tell you until you make a guess on 3 or 4 or 5. I'm not going to tell you nothing.
It's 5, and total wins is 50.
Okay, total wins Mal and Earl.
50 sounds good. I'm with Maurice.
Okay.
So this doesn't include playoffs.
No.
Not from what I'm getting this off of Football Reference. It does not appear to include playoffs.
I would say
50 sounds good, but I'm going to say he's 4th.
47.
Okay, Earl, I don't know how you got that number. It is 47.
Oh
He is
my
fourth.
God.
47 wins.
And Randall Cunningham
There's no
is the
way.
third
No,
one.
come on, that Earl.
No, he looked it up. He
No.
looked it up.
No.
No, I won't. No, I'm just kidding, Earl.
No.
I'm just kidding, Earl. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Nah, there's no way he got that exactly right. No.
Because it also
How
got
many
to count
losses,
for when he didn't
Earl?
start.
How many losses?
27? I know he tied on one.
He didn't look it up. It was 20.
It was 20.
Who's the person below him? Who's fifth?
Wait, he was fourth?
Yeah, he was fourth.
Fourth with 47 wins.
Below
Who's
him,
fifth?
There has to be Randall.
No, Randall's third. I told you guys Randall was
Was
third.
it Foles?
You think it's Foles, Earl, Maurice?
Carson Wentz? I don't know.
No, Carson didn't play that many games, win that many games.
Mike Vick, he played too. Yeah.
Earl, final answer.
Why it's got to be me?
Because you keep on saying stuff. You got to make up your mind. Plus, I'm asking all these other questions just to make sure everything's kosher.
Oh my goodness. See, you're hating on my knowledge. Shame on you. I'm gonna say Foles.
You'll say Foles, Maurice?
Are we counting Super Bowl era or before that?
Any players.
Snead?
Okay. So, 5 through 10. 5, Carson Wentz.
Really?
6, Snead. 7, Foles. 8, Vic. 9, Norm Van Brocklin. And 10th, Bobby Thompson.
Thomason. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
All right. That being said, good job.
You feel better, Lucas?
I do feel
I
a
don't
little
know.
bit
Just
better.
wasn't the main question.
I don't know how you got 47, bro. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Let him
Close
cook.
attention.
That's crazy.
I can't wait for Jaden Daniels' turn. I'm keeping track of that mess.
Oh, he's only played one season. He's not going to be. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
12.
So before
Let's
we
go.
do our outro, I just want to remind everybody that we are doing a new thing this week where we do game previews of every game for each team in the NFC East. I've already posted mine, like I said earlier in the pod. You can find it on DC Football 101 as part of our NFC East podcast page, 14 Rings and NFC East podcast. Mal and Earl are going to be recording an episode for the Cowboys and Giants later this week, as well as Maurice's. How did you get balloons?
I don't
That's
know.
incredible.
What?
How'd you do
That
that?
was
I
crazy.
just went like this.
And
See
then
what
the
it does again.
balloons.
Oh, you did
She's
the
the
red?
only one that gets the butt.
That's
We don't
great.
get any of this. How
I
is
got the
the
this?
glow, though.
hearts?
I got
Yeah,
the
like
glow.
the
I wonder if we
hearts.
can get the hearts
So
going.
I'm good to go.
Can't get that
Okay,
going.
anyway, getting back on. Oh, gosh, there's a heart right there. I just saw it. There's a clap. Okay, who's messing with the emojis? I know somebody's
It's not
touching the
me.
emojis.
It's
now.
not me yet.
I don't believe you guys. Somebody's doing
I just
it.
saw a thumbs up on somebody over there.
Yeah,
So-
somebody's doing it. It's Maurice. It's Maurice.
It is Maurice. He's trolling.
Okay, anyway, getting back on track. Mal and Earl are going to go on Barbershop Talk, Dallas Barbershop Talk, and Maurice is doing a Philly cooking about which team again? Is it the Chargers or the
Chiefs.
Chiefs? Yeah,
Game of the
Chiefs.
week.
Oh
There
my
we go.
God.
Just
Big
Super Bowl
game.
rematch.
Rematch.
It's not my team. I don't pay attention to that.
Round-
Anyway,
Round 4.
go. That being said, I'll let Maurice do the outro.
All right. I want to thank everybody for listening to this episode of 14 Rings and NFC East podcast. Consider subscribing to our podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, Amazon Music. Check us out on YouTube, where, like Lucas just mentioned, you can check out our solo episodes, bloopers, and extended clips.
Exclusively on YouTube.
Exclusively on YouTube. Only on YouTube. Make sure to follow us on Twitter or X, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and Facebook at 14_Rings Podcast. Until next week, have a good week, everybody.
Deuces.
Bye, y'all.
Blessings. Much love.
Peace.